world, we won't let it change us. Even when they switch sides and they wanna change up. Fucking with my brother, then your life in danger. Got no fear like I got one in the chamber. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it now. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it. They want a fame, they want a clout. That's why they doubt. I got them black, I want a class. And I shut my mouth. This was way before polite, before I came to campsites. I came broken and contrite. I just wanted to live right, clean my soul and give my life. Had to give up all my vice. I got a fog out my head. I was raised from the dead. I put down that weed and I cut off my dreads. For before I could lead, I had to learn to be led. Now I'm a bad motherfucker. Walk around and I straight flex on suckers. No one specific, I'm talking to all of you busters. Straight from the gutter, me and my brother, we the long supper. Now, running it like a conductor. Hebrew Academy, I'm the instructor. 14 written all on my cover. Men of war like we hopped at a Hummer. Look like you wanted my trooper could cut you. There is one camp, there is not another. One West, UBK. One West, UBK. One West, one West, one West, UBK. One what? UBK. One what? UBK. One what? One what? One what? UBK. Me and all of my Oyes, hold it, shit down, right here, all day. Shalom, wagwan, sa, passe, is we, damn niggas, yatu, sabe, ay. We gon' change the world, we won't let it change us. Even when they switch sides and they wanna change up. Fucking with my brother, then your life in danger. Got no fear like I got one in the chamber. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it now. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it.
Talk to me. Played the horn of the Lord and served other gods. Remember the days of old, we the lost tribes. They don't believe the Bible, they say a white man wrote it, but still celebrate them holidays from white men, don't they? Like Christmas and Thanksgiving appetites. I don't even see my closest family half the time. Going out ain't an option, I won't compromise. I got integrity and more heart than Valentine. I retweeted a book they sell on Amazon, owned by the same folks that told them to apologize. Remember slaves couldn't read, wasn't allowed, so it's meaning when I tell you I'm black and I'm proud. Murdered us with the sword, that's how we learned religion. Community standards violate my First Amendment. Discontinue from my heritage under these bastards. Life a bitch, they make up lies and give you public lashes. I understand they confused by who the devil is. Why my people get so mad when I tell them this? Valley of dry bones, my niggas skeletons. It's hectic out there, hope you checking on your relatives. Brotherhood, that's what my weapon is. And I never let these crackers take it from me. Real talk, you probably never heard this all of your life. Be careful, cause that thing you love, it'll cost you your life. Long as we got each other, my nigga. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood. other, my nigga.
Yeah.
Cause we built this shit
Nigga,
on
I done
brotherhood.
lost family, I done lost friends. Day one, niggas thought was riding to the end. Still showed up, put in that work. Hide behind a smile while I'm walking with this hearse. Some nights I felt alone, most nights I felt cold. Some nights I drove around, I ain't wanna go home. Nigga, I ain't never been, nah, I ain't never fold. Follow orders like a soldier doing what I'm told. Even when the council wasn't making any sense, I ain't never doubted, I just put it to the test. Days I was fucked up and down to my last cent. Reaching in my pockets, only coming up with lint. I'm talking even on the days that I couldn't pay my rent. I put it down for my brothers, ain't spared no expense. If I ever got bent, caused an offense, please forgive your brother, Lord, that ain't what I meant. See that brotherhood a weapon, fight against deception. When something taken from you, then it's just a blessing. Shorty really loved me, gave me everything she got. And I'm sorry, baby girl, if I ever broke your heart. Man, mistakes that I made, don't know if they'll fade. Moving with a heavy heart, living with the pain. Take away the shame, wash away the stain. Praying to the Lord for the days that I was Cain. Sheesh.
Long as we got each other, my nigga. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood. Long as we got each other, my nigga. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. You in live Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, Precinct Captain 10,000, not the Zot Shah, and the Commander General Yohana, right here in Isupk, Virginia. Most High in Christ, the biblical scripture breakdown class. The water. All right, all right. Getting it on, getting it on. Shalom, shalom, sis. Yahweh Shemal Atah Shem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Ba Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatham. The brothers to the sisters. Getting it on, getting it on. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right. Most High in Christ, Most High in Christ. We're going to get it all started. Any questions? Any questions in the room? All right. Shalom, shalom, sis. Right. This kingdom is coming apart, of course. A lot happens every single week. Diddy been arrested again. You understand? With some diabolical evidence against him. It's getting rough. You understand? All of this going down. The second time in 1 year they tried to assassinate President Trump. You understand? President Trump, he need a better Shamar team. They having a hard time keeping him safe. You understand? The Lord said, "Cursed is he that put his trust in man." This place is coming apart at the seams. That's why the Lord warned us, "Do not put your trust and your hope in this empire, man, because it's coming down. It's coming down all the way." All right. Nobody questions. Nobody questions. All right. Most High in Christ. All right. Just say everybody in. Let me know y'all can hear me. Y'all see me to WAP now on Instagram. Getting it on. All right. All right. All right. We good to go. Good to go. All right. All right. Everybody know, everybody are waiting and ready for the destruction of this empire. Shalom, shalom. Y'all shoot Shabbat. I'm gonna go live on that other channel about halfway through. So don't stay on too long there. All right. Most High in Christ. There we go. There we go. All right. There we go. Order. All right. All now towards things done and see. All things done towards leading up to and coming as this empire falls, it's going to be very important to make sure that all things are done in a proper way and with the proper spirit. You understand? The scriptures say, "Let all things be done in decency and in order." And there's some very important concepts and things that are in the Bible that is a part of what it means to be an Israelite. I just want to make sure that all the brothers and sisters in the classes that you all know these basic important tenements about being an Israelite. It is your heritage, it is your family, it is your identity, it is who you understand the DNA and the identity that you reincarnate into every time that you are born. So there's a lot of concepts that are in the Bible that are very important concepts. Some of them are milk, some of them are meat, but all of them are important for you to know. All right, children. So I'm going to get a couple of these scriptures here, children. All right. All right. All right. So we want all things to be done in decency and in order. That's a very important scripture. That's what's going to save lives. That's why we have rank and order here. We got rank and order. That is what makes us a nation. That's what makes us a nation. That's what makes us a people. And this is the wisdom that the Most High gave to us. This is going to be the difference between saving our lives. You understand? That rank, order, and structure that the Lord instituted way back in the days of Moses, all the way from the very beginning, that is instrumental in the spirit of understanding that. That's a very important thing to put into your spirit coming into the truth. Extremely important. How important it is for the order and everything that the Lord set up. We're going to go to First Corinthians. We're going to start at the last verse in the scriptures. Is very important. First Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 40. It says, let all things be done indecently, Salakia, not indecently. Let all things be done decently, meaning there's a specific and decent way to do things. A couple of classes ago, a few brothers asked, how am I supposed to deal with the other nations of people? Considering that they're heathens, considering that they're not the Lord's chosen people, how would I deal and interact with them? And this is something that's very important to learn coming into the truth young, that being in the truth is not a license to disrespect or harm another nation of people or to be cruel unnecessarily to another nation of people just because they are not the Lord's chosen people. Who knows what the other nations are made for? Why did the Lord create these other nations? Who knows? You understand? Who knows? I'm going to give this opportunity for the question. All right. All right. It's a very important things to know. I'm just give y'all a few moments to answer. See who get your brains rattling, get your brains thinking. All right. Mm-hmm. Who knows? I'm gonna give it a shot. Yes, that's correct. Sister Anna is correct to serve us. Sister Tawabaf is correct to serve us. That is what the other nations are made for. That's their purpose. So even though we are here in captivity and the other nations despise us, which they're supposed to, they are enemies, just like the Lord said. However, because the foundation of the earth is out of order, the heathen are in a position that the Lord did not make them for, but the Lord did give them a position over us as a curse and a punishment. Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, he explained this in 32, that the nations would get over us very high and we would get below them. That's a punishment from the Most High. However, they were still created to serve us. So when the scriptures is saying, especially in the New Testament, because a lot of our people, we've been exposed to what we think the New Testament is saying because of the Christian church. And as more and more brothers and sisters come into the truth, they are going to have to leave church. They're going to have to. I was talking to the Akim about the last time we were together as well. I don't know if y'all seen that video, the clip that the officers put out, but all of our people are going to have to leave Egyptology, just like you had to leave. They're going to have to leave Islam and Christianity and all of these religions, just like at one point in time, most of us, if you were not born into the truth, you understand, initially had to leave a belief system and a way of life that came from a different nation of people, not these laws, statutes, and commandments that the Lord had given us, and being born and raised into our culture. So it is a process, and this is a lot of what happened in the New Testament. It's a process for our people to learning to do things in decently and in order. You understand? It's a process to do that. All right. Shalom, Akshin, Shabbat, Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema, Thashim, Yahweh Shah. All right. There's a process, and it's something the Lord called us prince of the power, or prince with power. That's what the Lord said. So there's a decent way and an orderly way to get things done so that you maintain and represent a royal, priestly, princessly status or identity. There's a way to do these things. And so much of that we've gotten so far away from as a people that it can be a very difficult concept that our people don't understand, and that it may take many brothers and sisters who were not raised this way, which most of our people were not, because our nation is destroyed, which is understandable. Some brothers and sisters can take on much quicker. Some they need more time, depending on the individual life that everyone lived being raised. However, we all have to operate a certain way. You understand? In order for us to have a nation, hey, Shalom, make sure you sign in for attendance, whoever that is there. All right. So it says, let all things be done. Everything is to be done in decently and in order. Things are done in order, one after the another, 1, 2, 3. Everything is done a certain way. The breakdowns of the scriptures are done a certain way. There's a certain way to do it properly. You go to a scripture. Every word means something. You have to define the words. There's quotations, there's punctuations, there's a time to pause, there's a time to blaze, there's a time to teach, there's a purpose for every season under the heaven. That's also in the Bible. And becoming more seasoned to learn that the rules that the Lord gave us is how he created the world. And it's how the world really functions, despite what we've been taught to think from how our people want it to be. Blacks and Latinos live in a fantasy world, a world where the rest of the planet is preparing for World War III, and our people are getting into arguments about who to vote for, and RICO charges and YSL and Diddy and cuffing season and holiday parties and hot girl summers. The rest of the planet is buying up farmland and raising animals and buying rifles and doing demonstrations and things, getting prepared for the planet going to war, except our people. That's why the Lord is saying all things are done in order. This is also why the Lord gave us these prophecies, which is your heritage to know. Just like you as a young brother, a young sister, you would be expected. What are some things that if you are Black, Latino, or Native American, as a Black person, as a Latino, as a Native American, what are some things that you would be expected to know? Just give me some few things. What would you be expected to know as a Black person, as a Latino, as a Native American? What would you be expected to know culturally? What would you be expected? Just give me a few. Ginger at the bottom. Y'all give me some answers, y'all. You got 19, 16 people in here. Come on, y'all. Y'all give me some answers. Let's get those brain cells firing up in this class here. All right. Give me some answers. What would you be expected to know? You're Black, you're Latino, you're Native American. You've been Black, Latino, and Native American for a couple of decades now. What would you be expected to know? You understand? Where they see you and they say, well, you got to know this. Why don't you know this? What's going on? Where are you from? Like, what would you be expected to know? Let's get. You understand? All right, just give me some answers. Yeah, all right. Let's see. Just give y'all a few moments. Let's see. Just get them pouring in. All right. Mm. All right. I've learned, okay, sister said that I have one husband till death, not to date outside your race, the dietary law. Okay, well, these are, I'm not asking you questions that are in the truth. I'm asking you just general things that if you were Black, Latino, Native American, just general things that you would expect the average Black person to know. Give me some of those things, not the dietary law. The dietary law you learn coming into the truth. Because growing up, grandma didn't teach the dietary law. Grandma taught you eat whatever I put in front of you. I'm going to hit you. I'm going to call you names and hit you. And then you're going to sit there and you still have to eat it. There we go. Give me some ethnic answers. None of this I'm in the truth now answers. Here we go. Give me some how to dance. Yes. You are Black or Latino, they would assume that you know how to dance. You understand? How to play spades. There you go. That spades table, you understand, is a diabolical thing. It's got a spirit to it. You would be expected to know how to play spades. If you didn't, they would look at you some sort of strange, like, who made you? Where do you come from? How to play basketball, how to do a crossover, how to do a jump shot, how to shoot the J, how to dribble. You would be looked at sort of funny, like, okay, this brother don't play basketball. Some, maybe he didn't grow up around the rest of us. How to braid hair. Little girls, how to braid hair, how to do cornrows. You'd be expected to know these things. There we go. How to fry chicken. There you go. How to fry chicken. Yes, you got to know that. Don't be a non-chicken frying woman. You understand? How to cook. You be expected that you can cook and you come from a family that has good, delicious, flavorful food. We have a reputation for that. How to dance. There you go. Give me the nigga answers. There you go. How to dance. You would be expected that once the music dropped, that wherever the Blacks and Latinos are, you're going to get a show once that music cuts on. From the youngest to the oldest, that dance floor getting torn up. You understand? How to hot comb your hair. All right. How to straighten that hair out. You understand? You be expected. After most sisters, once you get out of, I did a study a number of years ago that about it might change a little bit now. People that got more blackity black over the years, but about seventh, eighth grade, you understand? That hair getting straight. Mama tired of fighting with them braids, putting them barrettes in, taking that hair, doing it in and out. If you're not doing your own hair, that hair might get straightened if you got a lazy mama. That's what grandma used to say, the older sisters. If you straighten your hair, it's nothing wrong. It's not a sin, it's not a sin unless your husband doesn't like it. You understand? But it's not a sin. But that's what I'm saying. How to hot comb your hair, how to not burn your ear. I remember hearing that. All the don't burn your ear. You burn your ear with that hot comb. You better learn how to whip that hot comb. How to fight. Yes, how to get in there and scrap. It was expected that you knew how to fight several generations ago. Now, all that's over. You got to come to Hebrew Academy now. So Captain Card journals can teach you how to fight properly. You understand? How to rap. How to rap. Once that beat drop, you got to know how to ride the beat, how to rap. You understand? You was expected to be able to rap, depending on where you were now. Now they let everybody and their mama rap if they're not good at it. General Hyman just went over this in the scripture breakdown class. He was like, don't nobody ask me, because you cannot rap. You can't. You're terrible. Don't ask me. You be expected. You understand? Exactly. These are some things that you are expected to know that culturally, this is a part of what is culturally expected. You understand? Well, there are things that you are supposed to know culturally as an Israelite that was always and is always supposed to be a part of your development and a part of the culture that every brother and sister is going to inherit because you keep the culture going. The culture is passed down to you. You understand? And you are making sure that it continues the same way that it was passed down to you. A lot of the cultural things that we learned as a people, they stopped getting passed down once we integrated. And it's very important that the scriptures say to keep the traditions. And we have traditions in here, just like we have traditions all throughout the scriptures. You understand? There are important things that we're supposed to know. So when the Lord says, 1 Corinthians 14 and 40, let all things be done indecently and in order. There's an order, there's rank order, there's order of the firstborn son. There's all kinds of orders in there. How to speak, how to communicate. Tons of situations that our people get into in the world because their emotions and because they've not been taught how to do things in order. Because in general, our society as a people is out of order. The women is in charge. The kids pretty much do what they want. You understand? The man is not having the authority that the Lord intended. It's all kind of disarray. Everybody's able to come and go as they please. Everybody's able to do whatever they want. There's no consequences for harming the children. There's no consequences for the women being out of order. There's no consequences for the men not being taught important man things. Nobody's standing for what the proper things are. Everything is out of order. And that creates danger. And that's going to be something very important to learn and very important to make sure that you guard preciously this culture and heritage that the Lord has passed down to you in this Isupk, so that we can rebuild this nation, because it's about to get even more so than it already is. It is about to get extremely dangerous in the United States of America. They've already tried to assassinate a former president twice in 1 year. He having just as much difficulty making it through the summer as the average black teenager. You understand? Everybody gets shot through the summer, all throughout the hood. You understand? It's a prayer that you make it to the next school year because of how dangerous the summer is. Well, the president of America is supposed to be the most protected person in the country, or amongst the most protected. Well, they didn't put two tries on him only a few months apart. You understand? So, of course, you got the wars that's already been going on in the Middle East. I don't know if any of you saw, it is our heritage to learn what the biblical prophecies are. That's why I'm talking about this, because Israel just did a move, if you all did not know. One of their rival factions, they're basically fighting most of the Arab world that is surrounding them. A country that is next to Israel called Lebanon, one of the countries that they border. Lebanon has a group called Hezbollah, which is labeled as a terrorist group, but is a intricate part of the country of Lebanon. You understand? They recently attacked the Israelis, the Jewish man in Israel, for his cruel treatment and genocide against the Palestinians, which he is doing. None of them are our people. We don't give a damn either way. But these are biblical prophecies that the Lord put in there. And just like you would be expected to braid hair, you would be expected to know how to rap, you would be expected to know how to dance, you would be expected to know how to sing, you would be expected to know how to do the cha-cha slide and the electric slide and the Cupid shuffle and all the various ethnic, the stanky leg and all the various ethnic dances, and know all of the before I let go and where to properly sing and wipe me down and all the important songs that is culturally blackety black or Latino. You expect it to know how to do the certain dances, the spins, the twirls, the cultural things. This is something you are supposed to know. It's a part of your culture, it's a part of your heritage, it's a part of who you are, and it needs to be something culturally that is what we all automatically know. You understand? So the Lord says, do all things be in decency and in order. All right. So now, let's get some more. We're going to go from there to Acts chapter 3 and verse 25. Acts chapter 3 and verse 25. This is why it's important. This is the book of Acts. This is in the New Testament, of course. It says, Bear with me just a moment. Lord, raise up your father. Okay. This is also a precept which you could take down for Deuteronomy, the 18th chapter, the exact scriptures that say not to vote. There's a very dangerous time that a lot of our people, especially Black women, especially sisters, there's a very dangerous time. You understand? The majority of this vote that they're pandering to is just to get sisters. The majority of any species is the female. You understand? The Black voting power that they're talking about is women is thinking that this is how they have a voice in America. That's who's doing the voting. The vast majority of time, brothers got felonies, they got charges, they finally getting a day off, whatever the case is. Brothers ain't doing, they never believed in no whole bunch of voting. These things were marketed towards sisters. And you got to be very careful of many things where they're going out of their way to pander to sisters. That's what the serpent did in the garden. And this is something that you want to be very careful of. Of course, you sisters in the UPK, you already know because you're in classes, but you want to be aware of these things because a ton of sisters, because they see Kamala Harris, just like when our people, both Blacks and Latinos, when they saw Barack Obama, their mind instinctively said, this is a choice between the Black person or the white person. That's instinctively what they saw automatically. Because culturally, as much as everyone likes to pretend, if there's a choice between the white one or the Black one, instinctively, our people would by default choose the Black. You understand? Even though they're pushing the narrative to try to make it seem something different. And the backlash that's going to come from thinking out of order that you have a right to choose who your leaders are, which everyone's aunts and mothers and grandmothers, they feel super empowered and I'm a woman and this is our chance to crush the patriarchy and let my voice be heard and our issue is our time to take over. That is a very dangerous thing. Because what happened the last time Black people did this was for Bill Clinton. And when they did it for Bill Clinton passed the 95 crime bill that came with the mandatory minimums and the difficulties gaining employment with the felony record while the government was simultaneously pumping drugs into our community. That came from our people's choice. He smoked weed, he played the saxophone. As far as everybody was concerned, this is an honorary Black man. Then the next time was Barack Obama, who passed all the legislation and bills for this LGBT everything and pride stuff that you see today. The previous presidents refused to do this. They refused to get on board with the agenda. Bush and Cheney were not with it. You understand? Clintons were not with it. They did not. Barack Obama pushed them all. He also cut the social services budget by $400 billion over the course of the next 10-year period. All of those things were set in process with him. Lots of the public housing complexes that weren't exactly very safe, but lots of those things also were taken down and destroyed across the country under this plan to cut the social services budget. Food stamps get cut as well, with TANF, all the government assistance and aid and housing. While all of these things happened, he bailed out the banks. But as far as our people saw, he was the good choice because he was brown like we were brown. And the Lord put something in the law to maintain order, to tell you that you don't use your voice to choose who is supposed to lead your people. God appoints who leads our people. We've been choosing our own leaders, which is indecent according to the Lord, and it is out of order. And being out of order forfeits the Lord's protection, which our people very much need, especially coming up into this next year, whether Harris wins or loses, whether Trump wins or loses. Back to what I was saying there, the Israeli man put TNT powder in pagers because they wanted to stop using the cell phones in Lebanon because they didn't want their phones to be hacked. Of course, we don't worry about any of that. The white man is spying on everybody about everything. It's in your tablet, it's in your watch, your TVs, your video games, your credit cards, your bank account. We not in here dealing with panicking about being surveilled. That was a problem that free men are concerned about. You and your people are not free. Don't panic about somebody spying on me and this. Everybody's spying on you. Everything you got, from your Apple Watch to your tablet, your phone with the GPS in your car, your Bluetooth, you talk and it tells you the weather and all of that. Everything's fine. It's been that way for a long time. Don't let that be something in your mind, because tons of brothers and sisters who like to get high and who like to believe that they have a political stake in how things are working, that their voice would matter, even if your life does not. You understand? They get wrapped up into those things more so than coming into the truth, so that they can be in the proper order to get the protection from the Lord that this World War III and all of the other subsequent wars that Christ warned and prophesied us about. These are cultural things that you must know. You understand? Just like your little niece, your son, your daughter at 4 or 5 years old, they know when the music cut on, they're ready to start moving and start dancing. Well, they need to know these things too. They need to know them. You need to know these prophecies. 14, 15, 16, you need to know them. You understand? Nobody else is putting things specifically for a child. They got legislation where your children can make decisions at school about their health, about their life, about their gender identity, about their sexual activity, and legally no one is required to even tell you as the parent. But if something go wrong, you 100% have to deal with the backlash as to what happened with your child, while they are simultaneously taking away your rights and ability to be a damn parent. This is why it's important for you to get in here and to build up your world and society, because there's a lot of garbage and junk that we have to clean up with our people, that just not being in the truth will automatically pour onto us. You understand? Like, for example, suicide. Very important thing. Tons of suicides happen while this holiday season is coming up. That's another point I wanted to get to that's very important. You do not have the right to take your own life. You cannot take somebody else's life just because. You cannot take your own life. That is against the Bible. That is a sin. That is against the Most High. You need to call and make sure that you get the proper counseling that you need well before and in advance, because you are not allowed to commit suicide. Tons of suicides happen in the Black, Latino, and Native American community around these silly holidays, around this Thanksgiving, around this Christmas, around this Halloween. Tons of terrible things happen to our people participating in this world and society that God said we are not supposed to be a part of. So I'm going to hit a couple of these scriptures right here and tie these in. We're going to go to Acts, the 3rd chapter. And we're going to start at 20. Oh, Oh. One. All right, we're going to start at verse 22. Acts chapter 3 and verse 22. It says, "For Moses said unto the fathers," these are our forefathers. You must know what our forefathers did, what they said, how they lived, because we are supposed to live these same ways. The Lord is getting ready to hit the reset button. All of this feminism, all this sexual liberation, all of this, I don't need a man, we safe in America long as I got the courts and 911. All of that is getting ready to get cut off. Like the Lord is getting ready to shut the planet down again. Like he getting ready to restart everything over. You understand? Christ already warned us of these things to come, so that you already know. That's why he said that your joy might be remain full. That's why I'm going to tell you before it happens. This is your heritage to know these things, because what you are getting ready to see is going to be something that the world has never seen before. You understand? I've heard that it's forgiven if you a burden on another, but I never thought of it to be true. So like it says, I'm not sure what you mean. It says, I heard that it's forgiven if you're a burden on another, but I never thought of it to be true. Just something I heard. So like it says, if you could clarify that just a little bit more, I'm not sure what exactly you mean. Just give me a little bit more of what you're talking about. I'm gonna go ahead and keep reading. We got a little bit of a late start, but just let me know what you tell. Hey, Shalom, brother on Instagram, all right. So it said in Acts 3 and 22, for Moses truly said unto the fathers, our forefathers, a prophet shall the Lord, the most high power, the Lord your God. This is the God of our people. This is what it means to be the people of this God. We've learned how to be the people of the God of Christianity, of the God of America, of the God of democracy, of the God of, of all of serving crystals, and the God of Egypt. We learn how to be the people of the God of the Arabs. All of these things, we have to learn to be the people of the Most High, our power, our God. Raise up unto you of your brethren. The Lord is going to raise one up from among you, not somebody you don't know from somewhere else, not another nation of people. The Lord is going to raise him up. The Lord already raised up who's supposed to lead your people. The problems our people are having is coming from the people that they are choosing with their own will and their own desire based on what they like and what they can think and see as a natural man. We are not regular people. We are the spiritual people, the children of the Most High God. And we have to handle life a specific way in decency and in order. And the Lord gave us the ways and the order for how our life is supposed to function. Another way will not work for us. Like unto me, a brother, just like me, him shall ye hear in all things whatsoever ye shall say whatsoever he shall say unto you. You're supposed to hear him. And it shall come to pass that every soul which will not hear that prophet shall be destroyed from among the people. Yea, and all the prophets from Samuel and those that follow after, as many as have spoken, have likewise foretold of these days. Ye are the children of the prophet. Okay, I got you, sis. I'm going to come to it in just a moment. It says, ye are the children of the prophets. Meaning you are the children of the prophets. That's your people. We've been called the hip hop generation, the baby boomer generation, the generation X, all of the every type of generation, all kind of names. Ye are the children of the prophets. This is who you are. That's the DNA that you have. That's the identity. This is the type of life that you're supposed to live. That's why your life gets cut short if you join an alternative lifestyle. If you try to live a drug life, a life running in the streets, trying to be an Italian gangster, a life of politics, trying to politic your way through life, thinking that cutting deals with the oppressor is how things are going to get solved. You still have yet to see an Asian, an Arab, an African, or an East Indian politician saying, I want to bring my people into politics so we can be the mayor and the governor and the township. You still have not seen it. Even though all of these nations of people have flooded into America since the Civil Rights Bill, they've poured into America, they're still not interested in politics because no nation changes their identity. And this is your identity, brothers and sisters. This is who you are. This is what it means to be the people that you are. Not what you see on TV, not in music, not in talk shows and podcasts. This is truly who we are. You understand? And the covenant. Now we're back in Acts chapter 3, verse 25. Ye are the children of the prophets. That's your forefathers. And the covenant which the Most High made with our fathers, saying unto Abraham, and in thy seed shall all kindreds of the earth be blessed. You understand? And unto you first, the Most High, having raised up his son Yahushua, sent him to bless you in turning away every one of you from his iniquities. Like Christ is the example to turn us back how to serve the Most High the proper way, rebuilding our nation, rebuilding our culture, rebuilding our heritage. And these are important things. All right. So taking your own life, that's correct. Uh, that's against the Most High. We're going to go to that right now. That was the last thing I brought up. The scripture says, seek not death. Seek not. You understand? Seek not. In the era of thy life. This is a very bad time. Record numbers of Black and Latino children have been committing suicide. You understand? Been committing suicide for years and years. It was very rare that you would hear our children committing suicide. The numbers have shot through the roof every single year. It doesn't get a lot of news media publications because, as far as our people know, this is an oppressor's child's problem. This isn't something that's happening to our people. But our people have lots of demons on them, and we have huge mental illness problems. That's what it's called now in Esau's kingdom. Of course, in our society, we didn't have Esau's ways and terminology. These are demons that's on our people because we're destroyed. And the way that we help get the demons off of our people is to strengthen and build up this culture and society that the Lord gave us here in truth, in the Isupk. That's why it's very important to do everything in decency and in order. That order fishes brothers and sisters in. A lot of time, the first time that many brothers are able to get their life in a stable pattern or way is when they become incarcerated. And it's because for the first time in many brothers and sisters' lives, mainly brothers, because it's mainly Black men piled up in prison, you understand, and Latino brothers as well, from the first time that everything has a somewhat stable position where the food is served at a certain time. You got to be here. You don't have a choice but to come here. This is done at a certain time. You got to be up at a certain time. You got to go back in your cell at a certain time. You got a time to exercise, a time to eat, a time to go and make your purchases for your food, for your commissary. You got a time for the phone, a time to do there, a time to go out and exercise, a time for lockdown, a time to get back up. There's things that's specifically set in an order that you don't have a choice but to follow this order. You understand? Otherwise, it comes with severe consequences, and you're already being removed from a society where, for our communities, we don't have order. That's why the Lord said, let everything be done in order. This is what structure and strengthens our nation, to put things in order. That's why we have the rules and everything that the Lord set up. All right. So, the era, Salaki, let me get this here. And the Apocrypha, I'm still looking. Bear with me just a moment. Seek not death in the era of thy life. Salaki, I'm looking for this. It's in Wisdom of Solomon. In the era of thy life. So Apocrypha. Oh, just a moment. Here we go. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 12. All right. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 12. This is the scripture right here. You are not allowed to destroy your own life with your hands. You understand? There you go, sister. I got you. Talking about taking your own life. Right. No, this is what the Lord actually said. There is a commandment in the Bible. You are not allowed to take your own life. The scripture says, seek not death in the era of your life, and pull not upon yourselves destruction, meaning you are pulling destruction to yourselves with the works of your hands. You understand? You're not allowed to commit suicide or drink yourself to death, smoke yourself, hang yourself, slit your wrists, all those things there. You understand? You're not allowed to do that. This is not our culture. You understand? The Lord does not want us to do this. This is against the Most High. And of course, like everything else, we don't learn the power of obeying the Most High's word. We don't learn the power of these scriptures because we don't actually have the Spirit of the Lord on us outside of the truth. That's why this work is so very important. That's why for you officers, it's extremely important to learn and break down the scriptures properly. Study your scriptures, make sure that you learn, get your breakdowns going. It's extremely important. You understand? All right. So it said, for the Most High made not death. Like the Lord didn't make death. All living things die, but the Lord did not make death. What does that mean? What does that mean that the Lord did not make death? That means that he did not make life to be this way. It said the Most High didn't make death, neither have he pleasure in the destruction of the living. Doesn't have pleasure in destroying the living. He made life. He didn't intend for things to be destroyed. That's specifically what it's talking about. From the beginning, the Lord created man. Cain brought death into the world when he unalived Abel. The Lord did not intend for this to happen from the beginning. That's why the Lord cursed Cain. And he put a mark upon Cain, and he made sure that you could see the blood through his skin. That mark was born again in Esau. You understand? Make sure you brothers and sisters are taking notes. Make sure you're taking notes down. You understand? Don't come and sit in class if you're able to and not be taking notes. You would never go to any class in the world somewhere and not have notes. Sit in Esau's university, paying thousands of dollars for him to teach you something just to come in here where you're learning the most important lessons of your entire life and not take down any notes. That's wild to me. You understand? Don't be that brother or sister. Now, if you're on the road driving or something, you at your slavery, something like that, and you can't, that's understandable. Everybody else should be taking notes. I took notes. Maybe you know the scriptures better than I do. I don't know. You understand? I only been doing this for a decade plus, something like that. Maybe you know better than I do. You understand? But the scriptures said the Most High made not death, neither have he pleasure in the destruction of the living. That's why the Lord gave us these rules telling us how to live. Very important. All right. It says, for he created all things that they might have their being. He made everything so that it can live. That's why he made the waters, the fish, the airs, even the microscopic things that you can't see. The microscopic things that people didn't even know about until the telescope and things were invented. The Lord told the prophets about the clouds, about how the water is stored up in the clouds, how the snow comes from the sky, how the earth is a circle, the circle of the world. You understand? He revealed those secrets unto the prophets long before any philosopher or wise, educated man was able to come up and learn whatever scientific discoveries that he already told the prophet back when people were still writing on walls. You understand? This is the superior knowledge on the planet. Whatever education you get, wherever you go, the Lord's laws, his word that he gave is superior to every knowledge that you can get. You understand? So don't forget that. He says that he created all things that they might have their being, and the generations of the world were healthful. The world was made to be healthy and vibrant and alive. And there is no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth. For righteousness is immortal. This is how you live forever. Being a righteous man. Righteousness lasts forever. You understand? It lasts forever. That's why we're still here talking today about Christ and the disciples and Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Adam, thousands and thousands of years later. You understand? Like, this is how you become legendary here. You go be a rapper, they'll talk about you for a couple of years. You mess around and get killed at 20. You understand? So this is what the Lord wants us to focus on, all right? So we're going to leave that here. Now we're going to go to, we're going, so like it was the other scripture that I had. Like the Lord doesn't want things to be destroyed. He didn't make life to be miserable. The Lord told us in advance that if we lived a certain way, that he would be with us and no one would be strong enough to stand against us. He said these things. You understand? All right. In thy days and finish thy life, distribute thy inheritance. Like there's so much wisdom in these scriptures, man. Like the Lord gave us things that your joy might remain full, so that even while you're going through things, you understand that the Lord has a plan. Joy, may I am full. That's why the scriptures say, endure hardship or hardness as a good soldier. You understand? So that your joy is not contingent about what exactly is going on at the time. It's not based on the fact that everything is going right, everything is going well. You understand? Because the Lord is getting ready to destroy this world. And what you see is not going to make you happy. If you not focus on the things that the Lord wants you to focus on, like brothers and sisters coming into the truth, changing their life, getting their names, becoming officers, getting deeper in the scriptures, you understand, getting into classes, pushing the work, pushing the truth, being the best brother and sister that you can be, being in proper order, you understand, making sure those that have to give a report or an account about what you're doing and done are able to do so with gladness instead of with sadness. You understand? All of those things are important because there's an angel that is assigned to protect you. You understand? There's an angel that's assigned to protect you. And there's also someone that's assigned to make sure that you know how to properly behave so that that angel does not leave protecting you. You understand? The angels have to be in order as well. They get counsel, they get reports, you understand, as well. All of those things are important. And that's why we're talking about this tonight. You understand? So which one do I want? Time in our days. All right. Do I want Mark's or do I want John? Ask nothing. Ask nothing about name. Like right before Christ was such a brother, our King was such a brother that his chief concern was, man, this is crazy. Man, like they were coming, he knew they were coming to take and crucify him. And his chief concern was being tied to the mission, not my life is about to come to an end. Damn, this is it for me. It was, this is the mission. This is my course. This is why I'm here. This is the job that the Lord have assigned me to do. That's being in the truth, man. This is the job the Lord have assigned me to do, and my turn to do this job is coming to an end, and my job is coming to an end, but I will make sure that these brothers is straight before my time ends. And that is a different level of brotherhood that builds a nation. He was not more concerned about his own life than he was about the lives of these brothers that he been raising up and teaching and sacrificing his life to make sure that he was able to give them everything they needed to continue the work to build the nation. So that you understand, if y'all ever seen a relay race before, in a relay race, you starting off with a number of runners. You understand? That's why the scriptures, when it talks about I've finished my course, the race is not to the swift. Like you are passing something along so that someone can continue. Someone is depending on you to hold on to this truth and preserve it to make it stronger and champion it so that someone else can come and benefit from the hard work and suffering that you went through so that it's easier and stronger for them to come in. That's how it's supposed to be. That's what we were doing before we integrated. We were on that trajectory. What ended up happening once we joined the other nations and joined their team, we stopped fighting for a trajectory so that we can pass on strength to the next generations. We stopped doing that. And now they don't have any strength. You understand? Well, we're fighting to rebuild that back up. And this is what Christ was concerned about, even though he already knew they were coming to kill him. This was his top priority. What is going to happen to these brothers once I'm gone? What's going to happen to these men? What's going to happen to them? Are they going to be able to be strong once I'm gone? Once they see what they're about to do to me? Are they going to be able to stand strong? Are they going to be able to continue this work? Because my time is over, and there's coming a time when you are going to have to be able to stand. And that's what Commander Journey Yohana raises brothers up in here for, to stand and be the strength of a nation. There's a time that's coming. That's why you can't smoke away all of your life. That's why you can't pour away all your life. You can't 304 all your life away. You can't abort your babies. You can't break these laws. You can't eat whatever you want and smoke and drink whatever you want and destroy yourself, because you are needed to accomplish a job. The Lord did not give you a life just to wander around and just decide, well, what do I want to do? Maybe I want to be a boy. Maybe I want to be a girl. Maybe I should be a Muslim. Maybe I should pray to crystals. Maybe I should smoke crack. Maybe I should smoke cigarettes. Maybe I should be a Democrat and Republican. Life is not supposed to be all this confusion. All of this confusion comes in from not being in the truth. You understand? Coming in the truth will clear up all the confusion about what you have thought or wanted to know or wonder in life. That's what it's supposed to be. And that is your job, officer. That is your job, to make sure that you master the word of the Lord in such a way that someone whose soul has questions that they need, that they cannot get, that you are a steward of these mysteries of God, so that you will be able to guide their soul back to the Most High. If you are good at your job and you are studied and approved, then you'll be able to do that. You're supposed to be able to do it. You better be able to do it, because the Lord is going to require it of you. That's why you're in here. That's why you're getting this training. Everybody understand? Because the Lord is getting ready to take the planet apart and start life over. Someone is going to be depending on you. That's why what you think and want and feel cannot be the chief concern. How you feel in a moment about the situation. You can put everyone else's life in danger because you make some dumb decision, not thinking about how this is going to affect everyone else. Somebody needs you to start making wise decisions, because the only way that they're not going to die is if you start serving the Lord properly. Because if you don't make the right decisions to be in the place and have your spirit in the proper way that the Lord needs them to see you at whatever time, he's going to allow them to come across one of his prophets that he rose up in the earth from the grave, then they're going to die. They weren't supposed to die, but they will die if you are not on point. They're going to die. A lot of people, you understand, more than you know. This is very important for you to know. The Lord is getting ready to wrap up this empire. This empire has gone on for a very long time. It is a tremendous responsibility. That's why this Hebrew Academy is coming around. It is a tremendous responsibility to care for the nation. Without a 911, without a court system, without an emergency services system, just like with COVID, it is a great responsibility. And that's why the Lord is telling us in advance. And that's why Commander Journey Yohana is fishing brothers and sisters out of the world, so that everyone can come in and be trained how to live in decency and in order and be under the Lord's protection. You understand? All right, y'all, let me know y'all in here. I see 4 or 5 people respond. It's about 25 people in here. You understand? Y'all get in here, soak this up. It's very important. So now, this is what Christ is saying in John the 15th chapter. You understand? Christ said, John 15:1, I am the true vine. I'm the true vine. I'm the truth. It's in me. Not because I said it, because the Father said I was the true vine. This was my mission. I didn't choose this. For those of y'all that don't know, Christ was incarnated previously several times. Christ was Adam. The first time his spirit was sent into the earth, Christ was Adam. Christ was Melchizedek. Christ was King Solomon. And his last incarnation, he was Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who we know the world calls Jesus Christ. We know our King Yahweh Shai. Each time he was born, he had a mission to do in his life. You understand? He had a mission to do in his life. Every time he come back, just like you have a mission to do in your life. Every time the Lord brought your spirit back. You understand? You have a job to do. It's not by accident that you in here. All the people in the world, all the millions and millions of brothers and sisters, the Lord called you in here. The Lord called a lot of them, but they didn't come. You did. There's a reason the Lord called you in here. You understand? John chapter 15 and verse 1, Christ said, I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. The husbandman is the gardener. He's the one that decides what vines grow where, what's supposed to go where, what's the proper plot placement for all the crops, all the things, what gets picked, what gets set up, what gets weeded, what gets cut down. He's using this analogy as farming. Farming has always been a big part. You understand? Farming has always been a big part of our culture. Said Salakia, why did Peter deny him? Excellent question, sister. We're going to come to it in just a moment. Excellent question. All right. We're going to come to it in just a moment. That's a good question. Christ said, verse 2, every branch, meaning I'm the vine. The vine comes out. I have some vines in here. Well, I want to pick that tree up. I don't. Just a moment. I want to go get it. How far down is that? No, I don't want to pick it up. Okay. So he's using an example of the vine. Every branch in me, meaning I'm the vine. The Father planted this. He's the husbandman. He's the one planting and working these crops. I'm the vine. From a vine grows all of your things that sprout out from the vine. As a matter of fact, let me get a picture of a vine so I can show y'all. Some of y'all that might not be familiar with farming, vines. You understand? Vines. Cucumbers grow on a vine. Grapes grow on a vine. You understand? Fruits on a vine. Let me get a picture so I can show you what Christ is talking about. To understand the Bible, you must know a vine. You must know what a vine is. You must know about planting and agriculture. Otherwise, it's not going to make sense to you. Tomatoes grow on a vine. Let me just get you these pictures. Let me see. Is it sharing? Let me share this picture. How do I do this? Is it present? Share screen. There we go. I want y'all to be able to see this. This is our culture and heritage. We always were known as the people farming, agriculture, grapes. Christ's first miracle was turning water into wine. This is fruit that grows on a vine. Tomatoes, I grow tomatoes every year. This is a vine. You see all of these fruits hanging off of this vine? Y'all give me some ones. Let me know if y'all see these. See these fruits hanging off of this vine? Well, this branch here, these are things that's coming from the main plant, and then fruit gets bared by a good vine. You understand? Fruits that grow on the vine. Here's some more. You got grapes, you got berries, you got all kind of fruit that's coming from this vine. You understand? Different types of fruit here. They grow on a vine. You have to cultivate it a certain way so that the tree remains healthy and stable. That's what he's talking about in this analogy. Beautiful purple grapes here. You understand? These analogies are things that we understand as a people because we were a very agriculturally rich people. Strawberries, all kind of fruits, precious fruits, and things that grow on the vine. That's the point. Well, there's something else that's called a trellis. You understand? A vine trellis. You understand? Vine trellis. So that the vine can grow properly. It shoots out sprouts and things like that. Okay, never mind. I don't need this. All right, but that's how the fruit grows on a vine. You understand? This is how the fruit grows on the vine. So he's saying, I'm the one that's connected to the Father. Nobody else is getting to the Father. Nobody else is doing the work without me. Every branch in me, meaning you sprouting off from me because I'm the main vine that's connected to the Father. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. I mean, if you're not bearing fruit, you are not doing work, you're not in here serving the Most High and fruit being produced from what you're doing. You understand? He taketh it away. Every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, meaning he's cutting away things so that this vine, this branch can remain healthy. You'll get dead leaves. You'll have other things that might grow on your plant. That's a lot of the things that gets burned up. A lot of purging and pruning of the vine is going to happen with Hebrew Academy. There's a lot of that with Hebrew Academy is going to get purged and pruned properly so that the true vine can come through nice and strong and powerful, so that it can come through the proper way. And you don't have to worry about dead leaves taking up the energy to destroy the life of the plant. Dead fruit, any sort of disease, things that's attaching it to that can only destroy the plant, like demons coming on that have to get plucked away, different things and flaws, not understanding how to follow an order, not understanding the rank order in structure, how to follow an order, how to do things at a certain time, how to be aware of certain situations, still not having your mind in a proper way. All of these things here, they can cause the tree or the fruit to wither away and die, to be less effective, so that you cannot produce the maximum amount of fruit that the system of being in the truth is designed to make you produce. You understand? The Lord said, whichever one does not produce, he is going to get rid of. The Father is going to get rid of. Everybody not just hanging around for no reason. God is going to get rid of you. I didn't say it. I'm not getting rid of you. The Lord is getting rid of brothers and sisters. You understand? So it's saying, now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. The word is what cleans us, not dipping us in water. You understand? That's why eventually tons of brothers and sisters ended up leaving the truth, made a million fake Israelite groups. You understand? The Lord cut those branches off. Now, if they want to reconnect themselves back to the Most High, they have to come back the one way that the Lord appointed. That's why we read the scriptures where it said, you understand, everything is done in decency and in order. I will raise up a prophet from among them, and you are required to listen to that man that I rose up. That man is Commanding General Yohana because the Lord put him in that position. Just like Christ is the true vine because the Lord put Christ in that position. It's not something someone decided to make themselves. You understand? And it's important to know that, especially being in the truth, you understand? Otherwise, with your neutrality of not understanding that life is about warfare, fake Israelites will come and try to suck you into their causes. Just like the Christian church and the preacher, they want you to join hands in their prayer circle over the football and basketball game. And they want your kids to rise for the national anthem and Pledge of Allegiance. We don't do any of that. We don't rise for the national anthem. We don't do no Pledge of Allegiance. Neither do the kids. Neither do our sons and daughters, basketball, football games, little league, at school. We don't do any of that. All of that is making a covenant with another nation that is against us. We don't do it. It's against the Most High. This is our culture. Like knowing how to fight, knowing how to dance, knowing how to braid, knowing about fried chicken. This is our culture. And we must fight to lay hold on eternal life by strengthening this culture so that more brothers and sisters can come and we can build up this nation, which is the goal. All right. So now, let's see, the vine. Yeah, clean through the word which I have spoken. So like something else I was looking for. Verse 5, I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me ye can do nothing. That's why everything is done in the name of Christ. In the name of Christ is not saying his name over and over again, word for word. Jesus, 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 like the Christian church teaches, the name of Christ is his reputation. Living life the way that he lived life. His name is his reputation. That's what it talks about when it says the name of Christ. And you must know this. You must know what the name of Christ is. It's not saying the words over and over again like Candyman or Bloody Mary or Beetlejuice or anything else you chant over and over like they teach you to do in church. That's not the name of Christ. All right. And it says, verse 7, so like, where was I? Verse 6, if a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch. He's broken off of a branch and is withered. Eventually, he dries up. You understand? This is the analogy the Lord is using. And men gather them. They pick up a pile of sticks that are not profitable anymore and cast them into the fire, and they are burned. Why? Because they're not useful to produce fruit anymore. Now they get thrown into the fire. They're going to get burned up, and now they'll be useful to create heat or used to cook food or boil water or whatever you burn the sticks for. That's what they'll be used for, since they cannot produce fruit because they disconnected themselves from the true vine and the Father removed them. You understand? So now Christ is saying, now mind you, this is what he's saying. If ye abide in me and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you. The Christian church takes this and makes it say that you can say whatever you want, and in the name of Jesus, you can claim it, and then poof, magically you're gonna get rich, you're gonna get a mansion, you're gonna get not the man that you got that you married to. God got somebody better for you. So you can go ahead and get rid of him, throw him out, get your child support money, and just wait for Jesus to get you something better. You understand? All manner of evil and wickedness, none of them are connected to the Lord. It's going to be the shock of the lifetime once the Lord starts to fall on all these churches. Like, it's going to be the most shocking thing that blacks and Latinos have ever seen in their life when the Lord starts to fall on these churches. And it is going to be terrible. It's going to be absolutely terrible. And this is why we're reading these scriptures, because what the Lord is getting ready to pour out on the earth is going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible. You understand? It's going to be terrible things that the average brother or sister your age is never going to have to expect to be still there while this is happening. That's what the Lord is getting ready to do in this earth. And Christ is telling and warning and saying to his disciples, as his life is about to be taken, his primary concern is that his men are tawab, that they are straight, so that they can be there to strengthen the brothers and sisters, so that the Lord will be with the nation, because this is their job at this time. So he's saying, if ye abide in me and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you. Herein is my Father glorified, that ye bear much fruit. And brothers and sisters, pour into the truth. Much fruit, like what? Food programs. Getting food to feed brothers and sisters, clothing programs, housing programs, getting all the power, and brothers and sisters coming in and getting in counseling, getting off of drugs, changing their lives, leaving the church, leaving the mosque, cutting off their dreadlocks, getting off of weed and pills and cigarettes. You understand? And changing their life and leaving the alternative lifestyle communities and getting out of politics and hoping and trusting in our oppressor to come and build up the Lord's kingdom and bringing all of their resources and abilities to build up and champion the work of the Lord. You understand? So I'm going to switch now. Bear with me just a moment. Other channel. So, like, y'all bear with me just a moment. He said, this is how the Most High is glorified. All right, shit, Facebook. Let me get to the other one. Bear with me just a moment. Ah. All right, let me get up on the other channel. Salaki, Akamakwakim, but just a moment. Need to get to the other channel. Like this is what the Lord is saying. Oh, he's saying this is how my Father gets glorified by these works that are being done. He said, as the Father have loved me, Salakia, verse 8. Herein is my Father glorified that ye bear much fruit, so shall ye be my disciples. Get in here, get in this work, get it on. As the Father have loved me, the same way that the Father loved me, continue ye in my love. Now, the Christian church makes this very confusing because they never tell you what the love is. They don't tell you what this love is. They tell you love is hugs and kisses and songs and dances. He said, continue in my love. What is the love? He's getting ready to explain it. If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love. Love is keeping the commandments. It was never what you feel. It was never what you feel. A feeling, a song, a hug, a kiss, a certain this, a certain that. That is not what love means. That is never what it means. Love is not affection. Affection is affection. Love is keeping the commandments, not eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, not living an alternative lifestyle, not having sex with your brother's woman, not having sex with another man if you are a woman other than your man, not aborting your baby, not committing suicide, not voting for your own leaders. That is what love is. Obeying them that have rule over you, following the rank and order and the chain of command. That is love and abiding in Christ. You understand? Keeping the dietary laws, keeping the laws on marriage, not being an unaliver, not being a striker, not being an unruly person, an unruly man or woman. You understand? Not being a monster or a dragon, not being a woman trying to rule and control over a man. Like that is what it means. That's what love is. Love has very specific definitions that you can prove whether you love or not. The Lord never left it up to chance. It wasn't never anything that we had to guess about. Christianity made God a guess. Mystery and spookiness and mirrors and smoke and all of this, that wasn't the Lord. The Lord gave his words to us because we are the children of his prophets. So he said, if ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love. That's the love of Christ. That's the love of God. 1 John 5:3. This is the love of God to keep the commandments so that you actually know what love is. So that no one who says, I love you can throw you for a loop. Because the Spirit of the Lord will be with you, brother or sister. The Spirit of the Lord will be with you because you obey the Most High. The Lord will be with you. And you are going to need the Lord to be with you. You're going to need the Lord to be with you. So make sure you're paying attention, brothers and sisters, all right? He said, even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. The love of God is to keep the commandments. I did that. Now, why is he saying this? Verse 11. These things have I spoken unto you, that your joy, that my joy might remain in you. The joy you had, that your joy may be full. You understand how he wants to make sure that your joy may be full. The joy was not about everything going well. Christ was their brother. He was their Lord, their master. They taught him. They depended on him. They spent every day with him. Imagine. Okay. Imagine this is your best. You understand? Someone you're very close to, you see every single day. Your life is attached to the mission that they're teaching you how to do. And now his portion of the mission is going away, and now it's your turn. You understand? That's brotherhood. A lot of people talk about brotherhood. That's what brotherhood actually is. That your brother can depend on you to continue this so that he can finally get rest from his job. Because if he has no one that can take over, he can't get rest from the job. He can't get support. He can't get help. He can't take a break. He can't do something because he must do this. It requires that this be done. Brotherhood is being able so that someone can put their confidence in you so that you can relieve them, so that you can continue what they started. That's why the Lord told Moses, make sure you start teaching Joshua that Joshua is going to be who's going to lead the nation because you will not be here forever. I'm going to take you soon. Make sure you raise Joshua to take over. Make sure that they know Joshua is going to take over. You understand? That's our culture. All of this trying to be the man forever indefinitely, that's not our culture. That's a white man's culture. You understand? That's the oppressor's culture who wants to be a greedy bastard and just hoard everything forever. You understand? Our forefathers called their family together when they knew that their time was getting near, that they were about to not be alive anymore, and say, let me make sure that everybody knows what they're supposed to get because I may not be here much longer. Christianity taught us to hope and believe and magically everything gonna work it out. And that's why as soon as grandma, pop, granddaddy died, everybody is in the house stealing whatever they can get, going through the drawers. Your aunts is in there fighting each other, turning over tables. Somebody in there checking, looking for all the grandma's rings, stealing the purses and the dresses. You understand? These things are supposed to be done indecently and in order. But religion stops us from doing things in order because we believe in magic now. You understand? The Lord don't want us to live that way. You understand? Because you're going to inherit the order that's going to come when you get back in a few generations. You understand? So this is what Christ was explaining. He said, these things have I spoken unto you that my joy might remain full, might remain in you, Salakia, that your joy might be full. And the more and more you attach yourself to this work and serving the Most High, the more that you'll be able to maintain your joy. You understand? It's not about that everything is going great and wonderful because the Lord is getting ready to make everything go terrible on the earth, but not for us because the destruction of this world is the beginning of ours. That's what we're building. All right. And he said, this is my commandment to you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that you love your brother. This is talking about brothers and sisters in the truth. This is my commandment, that you love each other the way that I loved you. You understand? Love the brotherhood, love the sisterhood, that you love one another, that you keep these laws concerning one another, that you don't put another brother or sister in jeopardy because of your actions, that a brother and sister can rest comfortably knowing, oh man, shit, that's a cause apart. I'm good. I was worried about it, but shit, Urash got it. Urash is on it. Okay, I can get some rest now. What? Damn, is this done? Is this? Okay, I told Mataza, all right, let me go ahead and get some rest. I know I can depend on Mataza. Mataza got it. Let me go ahead and get some rest. You understand? That's what it's talking about in Hebrews, is saying, like, damn, they got to give an account for you that you are going to be their relief or you are going to be their headache. That's what it means, you raising up children. The children don't understand. It's like, I'm telling you this for a reason, boy. Get your stuff together. Make sure you know how to talk. Make sure you know how to do this. Make sure you carry yourself this way, daughter. Make sure you do this way. I'm telling you for a reason. You got to understand this. You got to understand, because once you leave out of my house, you are there in the rest of the real world. And there's rules in the real world that our people don't believe exist. That brothers and sisters don't believe those rules apply to them because of how they think and how they feel at the time. That's why it's a million of us sitting in prison. That's why we get killed at traffic stops. That's why you see videos. Hey, bro, what's the problem, bro? I'm a man like you a man, bro. That's the same stupid stuff they say to the police as the police is whooping their head backwards and forwards and pepper spraying it. I felt threatened. Bro, why you messing with me, bro? No, this is sir. This is officer. Why? Because you need to know how to speak. You're a prince of the power. You're a princess of the power. You should know how to speak and deal with authority. In this empire, these people have authority. You got to learn how to talk to people with authority. If you don't learn how to do it, then the Lord said he would make the other nations your servants. If you don't know how to wield the authority that the Lord gave you so that the power that this empire has can work in your favor, you saying the wrong thing can forfeit the benefit from the authority. You can put yourself in a position by saying the wrong things. The scripture says life and death is in the power of the tongue. That's why you're being taught, say this, say this. Don't say that, say this. Read this, say it this way. Don't say it that way, say it this way. Be here at this time, do this at that time. These things are spiritual and they're in order. And when you get into the habit of obeying the order and doing things the spiritual way that you've been taught, that's decency and in order, and the Lord will be with that. When you go outside of that order and start trying to do your own thing, just to change it just a little here and a little there, the person you're dealing with might not see any issue. They might be more patient, they might understand, but the Lord sees. The Lord can run out of patience. The Lord can run out of understanding. The Lord can move and make a judgment. You understand? The Lord said, I kill and I make alive. None can deliver from my hands. You understand? That's an important thing to understand there as well. This is what Christ is making sure is clear before he goes, that his disciples are going to be taken care of, because he's about to have his life. He's about to give his life away so that we can be a nation back to the Most High again. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love have no man than this, that he lay his life down for his friends. Who is Christ's friends? Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. The servant doesn't know what his Lord is doing. You understand? But he said, but I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you. Ye have not chosen me. You didn't choose to be in here, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go forth and bring fruit, and that your fruit should remain. And whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you. Like, this was Christ's concern. And of course, they're getting ready to come and take Christ. All of these things that happen, he's addressing his disciples. Listen, it's happening. It's going to come. When you see this thing come, they take me. Remember, I'm telling you now. I'm telling you this is going to happen, so that you know how to proceed once it happens. You understand? Now I'm going to skip down, and then I'm coming to you, what you said, Sister Bar. All right? All right? All right, let me see. Because he's saying, I'm doing these things to set it in motion. Love one another. You chosen me. Verse 18. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. You understand? If you start getting uninvited to stuff, the Lord is getting ready to pour a spirit out, and these spirits are going to do a few things. One, people are going to pour into the truth, and people are going to turn harshly against the truth. They're going to turn against it. They're going to start to find a way to blame the Bible for the problems that they're having. You understand? Of course, we've already counted them our enemies, because the Lord said they were our enemies. You understand? It's the Christians that think you're supposed to love everybody. They're getting ready to get caught in the crossfire. They don't know what's getting ready to happen. You understand? The Lord said, if the world hated you, ye know that it hated me before you. Blessed are you when men shall separate their companies from you. That's why Christ is saying, love one another, love the brotherhood, prefer the brotherhood over anything else, prefer the sisterhood, because the Lord is getting ready to put a great divide between who's in the truth and who's in the world, because the Lord is getting ready to destroy the world, not the planet, but the things that's in the world. That's why you see the celebs keep getting raided. All of the black people with power, they're getting killed, they're getting raided, they're getting blackballed. All of these things, the Lord is getting ready to wrap this society, the age in society that we live in. The Lord is getting ready to bring it to an end. You understand? That's why he said, if ye were of the world would love its own. They would love you. If you were of the world, they would love you. That's why you didn't fit in the world. You couldn't fit there. That's why tons of brothers and sisters, they kept having problems everywhere. They couldn't get it right. I remember Juvenile made a song. He was talking about it. He said, hard as I try, I can't do the right thing. You understand? Only God knows what the future might bring. Like, our people did not understand this. Like, there's a lot of us that don't fit in the world. We're not supposed to be there. We got a whole spirit on us that is completely opposite of who we are supposed to be. And we don't fit in that world. They're supposed to come in here. You understand? So that they can benefit from this society and world that Christ died for, that you are building and strengthening so that they can inherit it. That's how it's supposed to go. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. Meaning I picked you. There was tons of other options of brothers and sisters, and the Lord called you. Don't take it a light thing that you in here amongst these brothers and sisters, because there are tons of brothers and sisters that used to be amongst us that are not anymore. You understand? Don't take it as a light thing. Remember that the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, if they obeyed and did what I said, then they will also obey and do what you said. Why did he even mention that, talking about persecution? Because brotherhood is rank and order. And you're learning and it's getting passed down, and someone is watching over you. That's why you follow their orders. That's why they give you an order. You're supposed to follow the order that they're giving you, because they have to give an account for the things that you do, because they will be held accountable for the things that you do. This is why Christ is saying it here to his disciples, because he's getting ready to go and they're going to have to rely on his brotherhood that he taught them. But all these things will they do unto you for my name, my reputation's sake, because they know not him that sent me. They don't know the Most High. These Christians, whether it's your mama, your cousin, your aunts, your uncles, your friends, your brother, your sister, your whoever, you do not know the spirit that is in Christianity. You may have heard about it. You may have learned about it. You may starting to know about it. You do not know that spirit. And you don't know the true evil that is in Christianity until America starts to fall and these Christians look around to blame you for serving the Lord, which in reality, because our people are actually serving the Lord, that's why he's ending this empire and causing all the nations to go to war. You understand? But it is the Lord's will that they don't understand, that they praying about, that they think they praying about. God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven. They think that, but they don't know what the Lord's will is. They think the Lord's will is to hold hands and sing and love the oppressor and forget about slavery and everybody be equal and live in each other's neighborhood and have Madagascar like the Disney movie. That is the opposite of the Lord's will. His will is that all people be separate. His will is that all nations go into captivity under the children of Israel. His will is that we not take the customs and the cultures of the other nations and people. You understand? His will is that our nation return to its true militant order and structure. You understand? That's what it's coming to. That's what it's going to take to survive what the Lord is bringing up. All right. And it says they don't know him. Let's see. It says, he that hated me hated my Father also. Be very careful. Be very cautious. Be wise as serpents about who you are dealing with. That is not in the truth. Be very wise as a serpent about who you're dealing with. especially the more and more. It might not seem like it, but the Lord is pulling all of these spirits that's been filled up into this place, that everyone has hoped on America, that they thinking you're going to start to see people talk. And I want you to listen. I want you brothers and sisters to listen and hear what brothers and sisters are saying about these politics, about the election, about the whole spirit and flow as to what's happening in the world, in the society that is around us. I want you to just listen to it. Hear what the brothers and sisters are saying. Hear what the other nations are saying. You understand? All right. So that's what he's saying. And now in verse, where we at? But now they both seen and both hated me. Okay, now verse 24, he said, if I had not done among them the works which no other man did, all the miracles and things that Christ did, they had not had sin. They wouldn't have sinned because they never seen all the miracles and things that I've done. But now they have both seen, they saw the miracles. They saw him heal the sick and the blind and raise the dead. They know this is who the Lord put in charge, and hated both me and my Father. This isn't about them just rejecting you because you're not eating pork and not celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving. You won't go back to the mosque or the church. This is about them hating the Most High. We're not having Hebrew Academy for no reason. We're not building an actual army for no reason. You understand? You're not learning protocols and Khan Adawan Khan and La Sir and getting orders and things passed down to you for no reason. There's a reason why. And the brothers and sisters outside of this body, they are about to learn why they were supposed to be in here and the consequences of not being in here. You understand? So it's saying, verse 25, but this cometh to pass that the word might be fulfilled that is written in their law, they hated me without a cause. There's a comment, you understand, there's a punishment for hating your brother without a cause. But when the Comforter is come, the Spirit of the Lord is come, now whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, which proceedeth from the Father, he shall testify of me. And ye shall also bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning. He's saying that Spirit of the Lord is now going to be able to do mighty works, even though the disciples that Christ is raising up is not physically in that place. Now the Spirit of the Lord will be with them, the same way Commander General Yohana had to rebuild the school after everyone left. Now that Spirit of the Lord that was on him now is in Virginia. Even though Commander General Yohana is not physically here, he is here because he raised up men with the spirit that the Lord put on him to teach what the Lord taught him. That's why it said, I will raise up a prophet from among thee, and you better listen to him. You understand? Same way, now it's in Mexico. Now it's in Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. Now it's in Brazil. Now it's in Canada, Toronto, and Montreal, and in Houston, and Austin, and Killeen. It's on the West Coast, and in Cali, and in the Midwest, and the South. It's in Michigan. Now this spirit is in the UK. It's in France. You understand? That's the purpose of Christ going, so that he can send the Spirit of the Lord back. Now we can all have access to it, but still have to be connected to the Most High. It's not limited to where Christ was at that time anymore. You understand? That's why he said, ye are washed by being taught. You understand? You're being taught. Who's this? So I can bear with me. I don't know who that is. So I can bear with me just a second. Hey. Krista Houston? Nah, no, who that is. I teach class. My live Instagram back up. Y'all can see me. Okay, Most High in Christ. All right. That's what it's saying there. All right. So remember, the servant is not greater than the master, this and that. You send that Holy Spirit back. Now, what the sister said, Salakia, why did Peter deny him if Yahweh Shah made this sacrifice? Excellent. It was already prophesied that Peter was going to deny him. You understand? Deny me, 3. Let me get the scripture. Wait just a moment. Let me see. I might need to give you the short version for the time. 7 times, this and that. Ah, that's what I forgot. Okay, no sweat. Deny me before. Let me just pull the scripture. Second crop. All right. All right. So Matthew the 26th chapter. There were prophecies that were already set in place. All right. Peter was a brother. This is a very good question that you asked. The Lord had you ask that question, sister. Peter was an emotional brother. Peter was emotional. You understand? And being emotional is a dangerous thing, especially when you have power. If you act and live your life based on your emotions, which is what our people have been trained to do, thinking that God is tied to our emotions, you will make poor decisions. You understand? Most of the homicides that happen are some emotional, some feeling at the time. Someone disrespected me. I felt disrespected, and emotionally, I took an action. I didn't consider what would happen as a consequence of this action. I didn't consider what would happen because this is how I felt. I opened fire. I hit and unalived some little girl. Some sister in our house, bullet go through the wall, hit her in the neck. She lose her life. This is how I felt at the time. This is why I acted. Peter was emotional, and this action was shown several times. That's why the Lord said to Peter, he said a few things, and I'm going to get this. It was prophesied, so not only that you know what was going to happen beforehand, but also so that Peter could realize something about himself and become a much greater man than he was. You understand? Become a much greater man than he was. That Christ had been dealing with Peter. You understand? You come into the truth, you understand, especially for brothers and officers. You understand? When you come into the truth, there's a man that is over you, that is seeing the demons that are on you. And he is fighting and training you how to fight to cast the demons out of you, to get the demons off of you before it causes you to stop bearing fruit, before it causes you to no longer be effective in the truth, before it causes you to be separated from the brotherhood and the sisterhood and the body because of what is still something that's pulling away from your ability to be able to do just what we were reading here in the scriptures. Christ was constantly teaching this to Peter. Just like brothers and sisters get taught when you coming into the truth. That's why, sister, listen, you got to watch your mouth, sister. You got to learn how to talk. You cannot speak this way. You got to learn how to behave. You cannot dress this way. You can't behave this way, brother. You can't behave this way, sister. You got to watch what you say. This is how we say it in here. This is how we do in here. You got to cover your head. You got to say, you got to make sure you do the salute. You got to say Salakia first. Someone is training you. And in your mind, you might not think it's necessary. I've had this conversation with many, many brothers and sisters over the years. I'm sure the generals and captains above me have had it with infinite amount of brothers and sisters, way more than I have in the short time that I've been in the truth. And in your mind, the demon tells you it doesn't matter. I believe I'm right. I still understand. I'm still here. I'm still in the truth. I believe my own way. I'm still showing up. I'm still, and the demon will tell you this. The demon told Judas this same thing. Christ gave him power that he gave the rest of the disciples. It was already prophesied that Judas was going to betray Christ. Christ already said to the disciples this was going to happen. Remember, the Bible is not magic, but the Lord gives the ability to the prophets to tell the future. And he says, I'm telling you beforehand so that when it happens, you can come back strong if it is the Lord's will for you. So now I'm going to read the scripture. I'm going to just give some more. Like this is what Christ was constantly trying to teach Peter. And make sure that if you are a brother or sister, and there's some brother, because there's brothers and sisters watching from different cities, different states, might be myself, might be your camp leader, whoever it is that you report to, that someone who is watching for your soul is teaching you to behave and do specific things a certain way. And if you continue to not do them the way that the Lord instructed someone to teach you to do them, so that you can maintain and produce fruit to stay connected to Christ by obeying those that have rule over you the way that they're telling you, the Lord will cut your branch off and put you out. In many people's mind, they think it's their camp leader. They think it's who's in charge over them. They think it's an issue between two people, the man or whoever it is that they're reporting to that has authority and them. The vast majority of times, it's the authority that the Lord put over you that you have the issue with. And you've not been trained how to deal with someone having authority over you. You come into the truth, many people have authority over you. If you're a trooper, every officer has authority. Every 50, every 500, every 1,000, every 5,000, every captain, every general, there is no equality. That's a myth that comes from children and fairy tale children's books. Real life is not about equality. You understand? And this is just explaining what the Lord was trying to teach Peter. He told Peter, there's something in you and the Lord have chosen you, and I'm training you for this position that you are going to fulfill once I am gone. But there's something in you, Peter. There's something in you, brother. There's something in you, sister. And if you don't deal with this, and if you don't follow what I'm teaching you to help get this thing out of you, Satan will have its way with you, and the Father will cut your branch off so that you aren't here anymore. This is what Christ was teaching. And I'm going to pull these scriptures here. We're going to go over the time. We got a little bit of a late start there, so we just hang in there, all right? So this is, I need to get that other scripture first before I get started. Let me see. Give me just a moment. I need it verily. Verily, upon this rock shall I build my church. Okay. Upon this rock shall I build. Y'all give me one. Let me know y'all still in there with me. I want to see some ones from people I have not heard from. It's about 20 people in here. I see the same 10 people giving me ones. Where's the rest of the officers? Where the rest of the brothers and sisters at? Where's Mataza? Where you at? Raj, where you at? Where's Shemaiah Bar? Where's Sister Anna? Where's the rest of my starting lineup? Where you at? Young man, all the brothers and sisters, need you to hear this. It's a very spiritual time that we getting ready to go through. It's spiritual, not just for us as a nation, but it is spiritual for every individual brother and sister. Because the Lord is getting ready to test his house before he destroys everything else. You understand? Hey, shalom, Hebrew. Y'all, Shem Shel Brekatah. Shalom, Hebrew. Shem Shel Brekatah. It's a car in here. Shalom, warrior. Most High in Christ. Like the Lord is getting ready to do this. So this is what the Most High, this is what Christ told Peter. All right. In Matthew chapter 16 and verse 18, he told Peter something. Because Peter he got the revelation of who Christ was first. Christ told him, leave your stuff and come follow me. Peter said, all right, I'm leaving this job. What are we doing? Immediately, he knew who Christ was because the Lord had revealed this thing to him. You understand? He said in Matthew 16 and 18, and I say unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church. You understand? Of course, the word church is talking about school, or Bayav Saparia in Hebrew, which is our language. Upon this rock, I'm going to build my church, the school, The nation is going to rest on you. You are going to be who I'm going to put in charge once I'm gone, Peter. And the gates of hell shall not prevail against thee. You understand? The most wicked, the evil, the powers that are against you, they shall not overcome you. They're not going to prevail against you. That's why he was raising up and training Peter in such a way, because he knew this also. And I'm going to give you this. I think it's 22 and 32. And this is a very important scripture. Luke 22 and 32. I think it's 22 and 32. Luke 22 and 32. It might not be there, but I'm pretty sure this was. That's it right here. Very important. Oh, this is right here. Exactly. All right. Man, this is so heavy. So heavy, man. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to read this one. I'm going to just read the Isupk in Luke. I'm going to leave off the Matthew one because Luke wrote it, a different way, and it came off strong. All right. So it says, hold on. I need to share this tab instead. Oh, that's so much easier. I wish I had seen that sooner. Damn. All right. Luke chapter 22 and verse 31. Oh, man. He's saying he's about to die. And he's saying, I'm getting ready to leave so that I can prepare this place for you. But I want y'all to continue the mission while I finish my part. And in the end, I'm gonna see you again. Then we're gonna have a drink together. I wish y'all could grasp a hold of this brotherhood that Christ had. Is you understand that the spirit that the Lord put on him, and why our King was so great in what he did and how he lived, and the reputation and what it means to call upon the name of the Lord, man. He did an amazing work. It's so deep. There's so many layers to it to try to break it down to understand. You understand? All right. Okay, so it says here, I'm going to start at, man, I'm going to start at Luke chapter 22 and verse 30. He's saying, I'm going to start at 29. He said, and I appoint unto you a kingdom as my Father have appointed unto me. Meaning there's a kingdom getting built that my Father gave to me. And I'm going to give it to you, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom. Christ is coming with his kingdom. That's what we fighting for and building. You understand? That's why you coming into the truth, changing your life, taking these orders, getting this discipline, changing everything, getting uninvited to stuff. You understand? All of this stuff here is so that we can inherit this kingdom and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. This is what he's saying to his disciples. And the Lord says, this is Christ speaking, it's written in red. This is Luke taking down the notes. You understand? You never know who is going to need to find your notes one day. Somebody might need to find your notes, and the notes from what you took or the notes that you did not take is what's going to be there for a brother or sister to find their way back to serve the Most High, or it's what's not going to be there so that less brothers and sisters can find their way to serve the Most High. You understand? Always remember that. The records we have is because brothers wrote these things down. You understand? It's and Yahweh Shai, which is the Lord, which is Adawan in our language, said, Simon, Simon. He's calling him Simon because Simon is his slave name. As a carnal man, his name was Simon. Just like you came into the truth, you may have been Kiki, you may have been Nikki, you may have been Donald or Ricky or James, Robert, Patrick, whatever your name, Jose, Javier, Maria, you understand, Jocelyn, whatever your name was, Kiki, whatever it was, you come into the truth, you're born again, you get a new name for your new birth. And then you're taught how to live a new way of life according to the spiritual way that the Lord wants us to live. So he's calling him Simon by his slave name for a reason. Simon, Simon, because there's still enough of this carnal man that is inside of him. And he's concerned about it because he needs to get this out of Peter, which is exactly what the sister's question was. He needs to get this out of Peter, and he needs Peter to know that this is in you. I need you to know this. For this reason, I'm going to build this rock upon you, Peter, and I need you to know what's in you because I need you. You have a very important job to do. And he says, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan have desired to have you. Satan wants to destroy you, that he may sift you as wheat. To sift wheat is when you separate the different parts of the wheat so that you can get whatever gets grind down to make your flour. Those of you who bake, authentically, that are not just warming up things in the microwave or in the oven, that you take the actual flour or the meal and you sift it. You have to shuck it and separate it, and then you get what you buy to make your breads or whatever it is that you're going to cook or bake. You understand? Which was also very instrumental in our lives and our culture. We did a lot of baking. We did a lot of cooking. The priests in the temple had to run a slaughterhouse and a smokehouse. A smokehouse meaning was constantly grilling and smoking meat, the lamb, the turtle dove, the brisket, the goat, all of these things for the sacrifices. That's like a steakhouse, but it was the temple. This is our culture. That's why the cookout is like black culture. You got the grill, you got the smoking meat. That's what was going on in the temple in the Bible. That's why I did this 31 series episode talking about 31 episode series talking about the Bible is black that none of y'all went and watched. You understand? So let's go back now on what he's saying. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan have desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. The wheat gets sifted and taken apart, and then it's basically destroyed. The only thing that's left is the kernels that are left on the wheat that didn't get grinded down and smashed to turn into flour. But remember, every time you see if, ands, or but, he said, but I have prayed for thee. I prayed for you, Peter, that thy faith fail not, because Satan is coming to test your faith because you have an amazing job that I am giving you this responsibility because the Lord gave me the responsibility to go and find men to complete this task that he gave me and teach and raise and train them up so that we can get the Lord's kingdom back built again. I prayed for you, even though Satan wants you, that your faith does not fail. And when thou art converted, when you change from being this carnal man, Simon, Simon, when you become the spiritual man that I'm training you to be and defeat this demons that's on you, strengthen thy brethren. Because once you defeat this, you're going to make tons of brothers stronger. They're going to talk about you forever because you will be a source of strength to them because of how you have positioned this kingdom and this body of work that I'm training you how to do. Even though Satan wants you, I prayed for you so that when you get through this and fight your demons, you're going to be a source of strength to many brothers and sisters. You're going to make them stronger. And then he said unto him, Lord, I am ready to go with thee, both to prison and to death. This is how he felt at the time, because Peter was very close to Christ. He was very close to Christ. He was like, listen, I'll be damned if they come and get you and they're not going to take me. What I'm supposed to be doing? While they taking you and going to crucify you, what I'm supposed to be doing? I'm supposed to be holding hands. I'm supposed to be sitting somewhere crying. You understand? He was like, damn that. If they're going to take us both. You understand? So, but Peter did not understand. That's why he called him Simon. And he called him Simon because as Simon, this is the carnal man that Peter already was with his natural emotions, his natural, that's why when they came to arrest Christ, Christ told them this was going to happen. Peter, still in his emotional of his attachment and brotherhood to Christ, he don't want Christ to be taken. Christ is saying, I'm telling you this is going to happen because this was my mission from the beginning. This is what the Lord sent me to do. And even though we got this love and this bond and this brotherhood, and we in here doing this work together, my time is coming to an end. Now it's going to be your time. Despite how you feel about me, despite us being close, I've seen this in you, Peter. And I need you to know this is in you so that you get stronger and get past this, because what is about to happen is going to shake you. And I can't let you fall. Satan wants you, and you need to know this. But I prayed for you, And when you get past this, you are going to strengthen your brothers. He told him this beforehand, then he told him what was going to happen. Peter answered with his emotions. Listen, if you go, I go. We can all die in here tonight. You understand? And then the Lord had to check Peter again. And he said, I tell thee, Peter, the cock is talking about a rooster. The cock-a-doodle-doo, that's what it's talking about. The cock is talking about the rooster. The cock shall not crow this day. The rooster, once the rooster starts to see the sunlight, the sun comes up, the rooster opens his eyes. What is the rooster going to do? Start making a bunch of noise. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Gets on top of the roof, walking around there. For those of you that have seen an actual rooster before, they do that all day. All day long they do it. But once you first see the light, they start making noise. You understand? He says, before that thou shalt thrice, which means 3 times, deny that thou knowest me. You're going to tell him you don't know me. And he said unto them, when I sent you without purse, I didn't give you money or script. I didn't write anything down for you with instruction. And shoes, I didn't give you all the gear that you needed. Lack ye anything? Did you lack anything? And they said, nothing. He said, I always made sure that y'all was straight. You never lacked anything while I was here. Then he said unto them, but now he that have a purse, meaning you got a purse, talking about a bag where you keep your money, not a literal purse, but it's saying wherever you keep your money, the sack where your money is at, let him take it. And likewise his script, whatever his books are that he got written down, whatever his precious things are that he has, his money in his script, let him take it. And he that have no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. He said, he that don't have a sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. Christ said, make sure that you are armed, because I protected you while I'm here and I'm getting ready to go. Make sure you strapped. We are not Christians in here. We're not the Christian church. You understand? Christ said to his disciples, I'm getting ready to leave. Make sure you got a sword, not the Bible. They already got the Bible. That's why he said script. He said, make sure you got a sword on you. These were men of war. These were not choir boys. They weren't going to sing their way out of a problem. You understand? We're not going to sing our way out of a problem. That's why we going and sending men to Hebrew Academy. That jacket say men of war. You understand? We're not going to sing at the problem. That's what the purple sodomites had to learn. They figured because it was 30 of them, that meant that 30 of them meant that they were intimidating to us. And they found out that because it was 30 of them, they were less intimidating than they thought until they started getting knocked upside the head and they jumped the brothers. You understand? Which meant something to them, because they are not men prepared to die to champion the work of the Lord. They just purple sodomites out there doing they gave purple stuff. You understand? So they had to learn, and the Lord is going to teach them the rest. You understand? But this is what Christ was explaining to them. Let him sell his garment, sell your precious garment, and go and buy one if you don't have one. You understand? So this is what Christ was explaining. This was the answer to your question that Christ was saying to Peter. Why did Peter do it? It was prophesied that it was going to happen, that it was a major test that was coming from Christ. Sometimes a major test, something that you are going through, might be so that another brother or sister is able to get fuel for their test. The things that are happening to you are not necessarily always for you. Christ wasn't crucified for himself. He was crucified for the nation. That's why it's so evil that the Christian church teaches everybody to have personal salvation and a personal relationship with Jesus, which is so evil and so cruel, and it's so dismissive of the rest of your people. The most important thing about being in the truth, you understand, is the rest of your people. Your brothers and sisters are the most important thing about you being in the truth. Not your own individual strength, Not what you can do, not what you think at the time, not what you believe is acceptable, not how you feel, because Peter spoke about how he feels. And in the moment about how he felt, it was overriding what Christ was telling him needed to happen. That's why when Christ cut the soldier's ear off, Christ had to say, Satan, get behind me, because this was his mission. And Peter, in his emotions, you understand, was going to fight against God's mission, that Christ was born to save his people. This is how it was going to be done. You understand? This is what he was saying to Peter. That's why Christ did it. It was prophesied to happen. The Lord wanted it to happen. So to answer the Sister DeBar's question, the Lord wanted it to happen so that Peter can get put to the test. The Lord wants you to fight a test. There are battles. This is the condition of the battle. Life is about warfare. And Peter was put into a situation so that the Lord could test him, so that the end of the test, Peter became a much stronger man. And we still talking about Peter to this day. It was also prophesied that Judas would betray Christ, and we still talking about Judas to this day as well. You understand? So that's the answer your question right there, sis. All right. All right, that's the answer your question right there. All right, we'll be at 9:20. Okay. All right, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and we should be good, good, good. 9:20. Let's see if we got some more. Man, miss no questions. Sis, let me know that answer your question, Sister Deborah. All right. But that's why. That's why. That's what happened. He told them these things must happen. And even more to understand the brotherhood, Christ is fulfilling the prophecies that the Lord told the disciples to do. The Lord told the disciples to say these prophecies hundreds, if not thousands of years before Christ even stepped on the scene. His job was to fulfill the prophecies that the previous prophets were told to say by the Most High. And now we're going to go back to 1 Corinthians, the 14th chapter, which is where we started. Why did he do this? Because he was serving the Most High. Now we're going to go back to 1 Corinthians chapter 14. And it says, 1 Corinthians chapter, oh, what else? Start. Oh, shit. We start at verse 31. It says, 1 Corinthians 14 and 31. Share this tab instead. All right. It says, 1 Corinthians 14 and 31, for ye may all prophesy one by one at a time, that all may learn and that all may be comforted. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. Who knows what this means? The spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. Who knows what this means? Who knows what this means? The spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. Who knows what this means? I might have to give it to you for time. Y'all just put y'all answers in there. I'm gonna give it to you for time's sake, because we are over the time. Getting to the last point here. The spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets, meaning this. Every time, okay, Most High Christ says, every time the Lord rose up the prophets in the earth, the prophets in every life, they found each other. That's a good guess. That's a good guess. Officer Mataza, that's a good guess. Every time they found each other, the Lord calls the prophets to come back together. Every life that we've lived, reincarnation is in the Bible. At one point in time, it says, this ain't the first go around for the men of the Lord. It's more than that. That's correct. But every time the Lord sent your spirit in the earth, we came back to each other again. Now, this is not meat. This is not milk. This is meat. You got to be spiritual to understand this. I want to make sure everybody see it. This is a jewel that you might learn down the line. All right. Every time, at one time, we were in Babylon during Jeremiah's day. And one time, we were in Egypt during Moses' day. You understand? At one time, we were under the Assyrian Empire and the Mede and the Persians Empire. We were under King Ahasuerus during Esther's day, the sister Esther, Hadassah's day. And every time we lived, and then it came a time when our life was over. It came a time we lived however many years the Lord determined, and then our life ended. And then we had to say goodbye to each other. We missed each other. This brother's gone. We had to say our farewells, do our mournings. Many times we weren't allowed to mourn because of the cruelty of these other nations that have been over us. You understand? The Greeks didn't allow us to mourn. They hung us from trees. Our oppressor didn't allow us to do mournings. They would come and blow up the churches while we in there doing services and our funeral services. You understand? With the Ku Klux Klan and 100 years of lynching. You understand? So many times we didn't have the ability. They fed us to alligators. They threw us into the ocean during the transatlantic slave trade. The Romans destroyed us and nailed us on crosses like they did Christ, and lined highways of dying people being capitally punished on the Roman crucifixion. So now, many, many times over, we've had to say goodbye to each other. And then, a few generations later, in due season, the Lord sends your spirit back into the earth again, and you come back into the earth, and you're a brand new baby girl, you're a brand new baby boy, and then the prophets that the Lord rose up for each time, and the brothers and sisters that rode with them each time that the Lord called to do the work, that were killed in the Roman Colosseums, that were stoned like the disciples, that were killed by Jezebel, that were all of these things that happened that we've endured, that were fed to the lions with Daniel in the lion's den, the sister with the 7 sons. All of these things that we've endured, every time we've come back into the earth where we had to say goodbye to each other, eventually the Lord brought our spirits back into the earth again, and we here find ourselves together, the same spirits that were together the last time the Lord called us in the earth, especially the prophets, the same Amos and the Methuselah and all the ones that you read about, and many of the ones whose names you do not know and cannot say and don't know where you find them. Those spirits have always served the Most High. Just like when Christ, his first incarnation, he was Adam, he served the Most High. Then he was Melchizedek. Then he was King Solomon. Then he was Christ. You understand? Every time those spirits come back into the earth, the prophet's spirits find each other. We get back to the work of the Lord, our spirits find each other. This is what that scripture means. The brothers and sisters that rode with the prophets find themselves back again in the school, the same way we were in the schools in Corinth and Pontus and Galatia and Cappadocia and Pergama and Thessalonica and Philippi and Ephesus and Colossia. The same way we were together then. We died. Generations later, our spirits come back. We are right back here together again, just like we were the previous lives every time the Lord sent our spirits back into the earth. We always come back to each other, especially the prophets. So this is what it's saying. The spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. That's who this school is for. That's who is fished into the Isupk. The same prophets and those spirits come back into the earth, come back into the school to be trained again how to do the office and the job of a priest and prophet of the Lord the same way we did in our previous lives. That's what this scripture is talking about. Verse 3:33, for the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints. And how do we have this peace and not have that confusion? The prophets all come back together to reinstitute what their spirit was doing the previous. Remember, you die, your spirit goes to the Lord to be judged. He sends you back into the earth in a new body, and you live that out. The spirit of the Lord and his will does not change. What his will was before is still the same. And your spirit was attached to serving the Most High. That's why we got to be raised up again to fish brothers and sisters out of the world so that the carnal man or woman that you were can die. And the spiritual brother and sister can now come back in to live life the way that you were living before. When we had the Spirit of the Lord was with us, we rode with the Most High the first time. But to do it better than we did the previous time. Adam messed up the first time. We don't have a record of Melchizedek's life. King Solomon messed up. He was with strange heathen women too. Adam's children made the same mistake. Adam fell weak under his wife. The next time that he came around, he was Melchizedek. We don't have a record of his life at that time. The next time after Melchizedek, he was King Solomon. King Solomon loved heathen women, got the nation split apart. That's how we became the northern and the southern kingdom. The next time his spirit came back into the earth, he got it perfect. That was Yahweh, that was Christ. So now he got it perfect. He got everything right. Each time he came back, he did a better job of serving the Lord than he did the previous time. That's why your spirit comes back to do better than you did before. He had a problem with his rib the first time. The third time, he had a problem with all the ribs he chose. He chose the wrong ribs the next time. Well, then the last time he came back, he didn't have no rib at all. He got everything right. So it was the moral. You sisters is messing everything up. No. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You understand? But this last time around, he didn't have no rib. So, and he did everything perfect. So he improved what he did previously in his previous two lives. Now he come back, he's still on the job. You understand? And here we are, yet again, one more time, the Lord sent our spirits back into the body. You find yourself back with the same brothers and sisters, the same spirits we had, that we are now back together again, doing the same job, continuing to build the same nation of the same family and household of faith, serving the Most High under our King. And now, what'll happen? Now, this time, our King is going to return, and we won't go into captivity under anybody ever again. This is the last time we're going to do it. Lord willing, it comes soon. This is what we're working. This is what we're preparing for. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end the class there. The water for y'all joining us, the water for y'all tuning in. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We start out of 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. If you're not in the UPK, you are not in the truth. Get in here quick. Stop whatever this nonsense that you're doing. Get those baby doll tassel t-shirts. Throw that garbage away. Get in your all black. Come in here so that we can get you all in and prepared for the fall of this empire while you're playing Yisraelite in some Israelite church group. Time is running out. You understand? Rule for new brother and sister. If brother and sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They be saluted only. They're here to learn and shed themselves of the world. After this 6-month period, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they're to get counsel from the head to speak to a brother or sister. You go to your camp leader. You want to speak to a brother or sister. After that 6-month period, you get your permission to speak to whoever you want. Then you get your permission. A brother or sister will get permission to speak, to court each other. After this 6-month period, a brother and sister will then get permission from the head, which is Commander General Yahana, to marry. You understand? Tithes, which is a commandment, 10% of any penny of any increase the Most High gives to you, give right to the school. Go to isupk.com, give it to the Treasury Department. You understand? Give it to Commanding General Yahana. so that he can do all of the things and food programs and farms and housing and counseling and prison programs to fix this nation. You understand? And write to the school, it'll email you receipt right to your email. Upcoming Holy Convocation. We got a number of them coming up in October. We got the memorial blowing of trumpets that's coming up in October. We got the Day of Atonement that's also coming up in October. So you'll be notified by the High Holy Day Department for all your cities and zones. Make sure you are there. And lastly, if any brother wants to become a trooper in the school, it'll be in all black. Black boots, shirt, pants, headband, war scarf. Contact the Isupk school in whatever city, state, country, or province that you are in. Tell them specifically, I want to be a trooper in the Isupk. You'll be taught what to do. You'll be told what to do and whatever, how you proceed from there. You understand? If any brother, if any sister wants to be in the school, make sure you contact the school as well. You cannot be a trooper, but you do need to get in contact with the school and say, I want to be a sister in the school, so that you can get the specific communications and things that you need so that everything be done decently and in order. The water for y'all joining. Make sure you hit the like, the share, subscribe, thumbs up on all the videos. Tune in right here. Hebrew language class, Lashawan Kwadat. You understand? Lord willing, we're going to be getting it on in Richmond, Virginia this Saturday, hitting the streets once again, blazing on the streets. You understand? All right. Lord allow. All right. So with that, I'm going to say shalom to the brothers. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatham. To the sisters, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. With that, class dismissed. The water.
Talk to me. Played the horn of the Lord and served other gods. Remember the days of old, we the lost tribes. They don't believe the Bible. They say a white man wrote it, but still celebrate them holidays from white men, don't they? Like Christmas and Thanksgiving appetites. I don't even see my closest family half the time. Going out ain't an option, I won't compromise. I got integrity and more heart than Valentine. Kyrie tweeted a book they sell on Amazon, owned by the same folks that told them to apologize. Remember slaves couldn't read, wasn't allowed. So it's meaning when I tell you I'm black and I'm proud. Murdered us with the sword, that's how we learned religion. Community standards violate my First Amendment. Discontinue from my heritage under these bastards. Life a bitch, they make up lies and give you public lashes. I understand they confused by who the devil is. Why my people get so mad when I tell them this? Valley of dry bones, my niggas skeletons. It's hectic out there, hope you checking on your relatives. Brotherhood, that's what my weapon is. And I never let these crackers take it from me. Real talk, you probably never heard this all of your life. Be careful, cause that thing you love, it'll cost you your life. Long as we got each other, my nigga. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood. Long as we got each other, my nigga.
Yeah.
We build this shit
nigga, I done lost family, I done lost friends. Day one, niggas thought was riding to the end. Still showed up, put in that work. Hide behind a smile while I'm walking with this hearse. Some nights I felt alone, most nights I felt cold. Some nights I drove around, I ain't wanna go home. Nigga, I ain't never been, nah, I ain't never fold. Follow orders like a soldier doing what I'm told. Even when the council wasn't making any sense, I ain't never doubted, I just put it to the test. Days I was fucked up and down to my last cent. Reaching in my pockets, only coming up with lint. I'm talking even on the days that I couldn't pay my rent. I put it down for my brothers, ain't spared no expense. If I ever
got bent, caused an offense. Please forgive your brother, Lord, that ain't what I meant. See that brotherhood a weapon, fight against deception. When something taken from you, then it's just a blessing. Shorty really loved me, gave me everything she got. And I'm sorry, baby girl, if I ever broke your heart. Man, mistakes that I made, don't know if they'll fade. Moving with a heavy heart, living with the pain. Take away the shame, wash away the stain. Praying to the Lord for the days that I was Cain. Sheesh.
Long as we got each other, my nigga. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood. Long as we got each other, my nigga. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood.